Hello, welcome to today's video. Very much welcome to today's video. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the things you should bear in mind during the naming ceremony and the things you should also bear in mind before you take your newborn out. Sometimes you see a newborn fall sick after naming ceremony or after the newborn was taken outside, and you're wondering, so in this video, those are the things we're going to be talking about, the precautions, those things you should not ignore when it comes to exposing your baby. And when I'm talking about those things you should bear in mind when it comes to exposing your baby after delivery, that's the newborn phase. Newborns are delicate. Any little thing they can come down with infection, and as a mom or as a parent, you need to pay attention. Oftentimes talk about those who are sick should not go to visit a newborn, those who have cough, catarrh, should not go to visit a newborn. And when you go to visit a newborn, as much as you can, wash your hands and all of those things we often talk about. How about when it is now you going out with your newborn, or you even having a naming ceremony within 7 to 8 days? Many cultures, a new mom is not supposed to go out. Sometimes our cultures will say 40 days. So as a new mom, what are those things you should bear in mind if you're having a naming ceremony or you're even taking your newborn out? Like I mentioned initially, newborns are delicate. When I say delicate, I mean their immune system is still low. So whatever you expose your newborn to, they can easily contract it. So when it comes to common cold, when it comes to cough, catarrh, infections, can easily be transferred to your newborns. They can become life-threatening in newborns. And that's why I hear stories of, oh, I just did my naming ceremony, and all of a sudden baby felt so ill. Or sometimes you hear a mom say, oh, I just went out, and all of a sudden my baby is ill, and you wonder what could have happened. When it comes to newborns are not as strong as adults. Their immune system cannot handle a lot of things. So if you're having your naming ceremony or you have to take your baby out, as much as you can, bear these things in mind. So for instance, if you're having your naming ceremony and it's not a period you want everybody to come and touch your baby, if it means you having designated people, maybe like 1 or 2 persons with you around you, helping with your baby, but as much as you can, all this, oh, where is baby? Oh, baby is outside, baby is with this auntie, baby is with this uncle, baby is with them, baby is playing with them. That is a newborn. As much as you can, limit those people that you be exposing your newborns. Sometimes, because when it comes to crowd, sometimes you cannot control a lot of things. When people remember to wash their hands during the ceremony, how people will be coughing, as they are wiping their nostrils, as they are wiping their face, wiping their sweat, as they are smoking. Sometimes you will have a corner where people are smoking during naming ceremony. These things can be difficult to handle, but as much as you can, your duty is to protect your newborn. Your newborn should not just be out there with everybody and anybody because it is naming ceremony. Pay attention to your newborn. If someone is assisting you, at least 1, 2 persons are assisting with carrying baby and the hygiene is intact. But all those babies with this one, babies with that one, babies outside, it has caused a lot of babies their health, and sometimes newborns come down with life-threatening infections because these babies were exposed to things they were not supposed to be exposed to. So let's talk about going out. Sometimes as a mom, you're tired at home, you want to go out with your baby and you're wondering when is the right time for me to start going out. And some cultures will tell you 40 days, which is not bad. But generally, within 1 month, you should not go out with your newborn. If you must go out, maybe you are bored or maybe you just need to do something outside, as much as you can, avoid crowded places. Sometimes when you go out, people want to say, oh, you want a baby, oh, congratulations, when did you give birth? When did you do that? Before you know it, they are touching, they are looking at baby. Some people may want to even go as far as even kissing the baby. For instance, I'm talking about washing of hands. Sometimes somebody may have just coughed somewhere or even sneezed somewhere. You did not see the person sneeze or cough. They had coughed maybe a few minutes ago before you saw the person. Even when the person did not touch you, maybe you interacted with the person, if possible, maybe you shook hands or you hug. You are the mom, and all of a sudden you are tending to your baby. You did not wash your hands. You don't transferring these things to your child. So as much as you can, you want to limit contact with people. What we recommend is that this baby should be a month, at least 28 days, because that's the critical newborn phase. And if you must take your newborn out, as much as you can, you want to go to places that are not crowded. For instance, if you need to go to a park, as much as possible, go to parks that are not so crowded. Eventually, the place you are per time must be crowded, and you can get your own little spot where you are just there in that spot, standing with your baby. You're not the one everywhere, and everybody's just, your baby is just exposed to everybody, those you know, those you don't know. Everybody's coming to say hello to baby. I know as much as these things can be so fun, sometimes can be detrimental to babies, especially to newborns. And before you take your newborn out, at least let them take their vaccine shots. This will also help boost their immune system. So not just take a newborn who has not been vaccinated, exposing them to things they are not supposed to be exposed to. Sometimes you may have a newborn and you also have a toddler. You know, toddlers want to play, they want to go out, and sometimes maybe they're even in daycare, sometimes they're even in school, and from school they can bring a lot of things from cough, catarrh, all of those things, and you want to also be careful. So as much as you know their siblings, you want to ensure that your toddler is washing their hands as they're coming from outside. If you're seeing that your toddler is having maybe cough, catarrh, as much as you can, you want to limit kissing. Your toddler should even be kissing your newborn at that particular point in time, because this thing can easily be transferred to your newborn. So when it comes to toddlers and newborn interaction, you also need to be careful, because newborns should be indoor as much as possible, but on the other hand, toddlers want to be out there. You don't want to say we're having two walls that are contradicting. So as much as possible, when your toddler is all out playing, they should be washing their hands. If they have a cough and catarrh, that's not the period they should be kissing your newborn. As much as you can, you want to limit contact, because any little thing, a newborn's immune system can become overwhelmed, and what we call small infection, tiny infection, can become life-threatening in newborns. And that's why you need to be careful, because there are so many instances where a mom will say, "Oh, I just went out, or I just had my naming ceremony, and all of a sudden maybe became very ill. What could have happened?" These are some of the things you should put in place. So if you know that you must go out as much as you can, it shouldn't be a place that is crowded. And even if you find yourself in a crowded place, look for a spot as much as possible, and just be tending to your baby. So do not just be everywhere, or anybody can just come and touch baby or make contact with your baby. Also, if you have toddlers, we talked about toddlers. If you're having naming ceremony, we've talked about things you should have in mind when having naming ceremony. If everywhere is full, everywhere is crowded, and even smoking somewhere, people are doing a lot of things. That's all the time everybody's carrying your baby. Baby is a celebrant. As much as you can, let them celebrate you, the mother. And as I celebrate you, the mother, washing your hands before you tend to your newborn. I hope this video has been helpful so far, and I hope you and your newborn stay safe out there. And until I see you in the next video, until then, bye.